Okay guys, my first foray in RC crawlers. I've done some airplanes and I'm liking those, and we wanted something to do for when the weather is not good for flying, so both the wife and I are getting ourselves a maxstone 10. So far I've received one and I've had it for 2 days, and I'm going to make a few modifications on it. I've done lots of research online and seen what people do to eliminate a few problems. Some of the problems that were mentioned online must have been fixed in the last year or so at the factory, because things like body roll are hardly an issue. I'm totally shocked when this thing drives. It's rock steady. It's really rock steady. There's hardly any body roll at all. A little bit of a jerk when you take off, and that's about it. It climbs great. It looks great. But there were some minor issues with it, like wheel alignment and, of course, steering, which has been an issue from the beginning with this design. What I've done so far, I will show you. We'll take off the body here. And oops, sorry. And the first thing I did is I took the front end and I looked at the wheel alignment, and it was atrocious. It was pretty sad. So first I took the whole thing apart, and I trimmed the two end pieces, the eyelets, whatever you call them, on the tie rod, and I made it so that I could shorten it up, because you can see right now there's no room here at all to turn it in any farther, and it was out by a lot. So I actually took them off. I was hoping to trim the aluminum tube. Sorry, this is the tie rod, but I couldn't because the screws are attached inside the tube, and I wasn't sure how to take those out. So I'll play with that some more when we get our next truck. So I did that, and the wheel alignment looks a whole lot better. As you can see, there's actually a tiny little bit of toe in, which is good. And the same on the rear, actually. I actually had to fix that as well, because the wheels were basically pointing out by quite a margin. Now there's still a tiny little bit of toe in there from the rear, but it's a hell of a lot better. So we did that, and the other thing I did is go through the rear end and make sure that there was lubrication in it, which there is. And to my surprise, there is nothing but metal in there. Everybody's complaining about plastic gears in the older ones and that they strip easy and stuff, but there aren't any more of those. Then the other thing, if you look at it, something that may be quite obvious, is that you can't see the ESC. What I did is I took the ESC off the top and I mounted it underneath. I don't know if you can see it because there's not a whole lot of light here. Let's turn this puppy over, and the ESC is right there. Right now I just have it stuck with Velcro, but I'm going to put a zip tie around it just for security. But basically that sort of brings it down, and later on when I want to put a different body on it, it's going to give me more room on top to put an interior in the scale body that I want to put on. So basically it's a question of space, not so much anything else. The other thing I'm going to do in a couple of weeks when we get the other trucks in, other trucks, I ordered 3 of them. One for me, one for the missus, and one for spare parts. Spare parts are not that expensive for this rig, but if you order 3 or 4 times for a couple of little things with the shipping and stuff out to Canada, it adds up. So basically we're going to cannibalize one and have one for parts if needed. If not, then well, we'll have 3 trucks. All the more fun. So that's one thing. You can still see the receiver is still in the original place. I'm surprised to see that it's a 4-channel receiver. I'm not really sure what the TX is, but I'm hoping that we can find a 3rd channel on there somewhere, but I'm not really sure. I don't see any switches on it, so I kind of doubt that. But hey, another radio might be in my future. So anyway, so that sort of gives you the idea of what we've done so far. And we're going to do some more. We're going to try some different tires. I've got my eye on a little bit more powerful servo, although this servo seems to be doing pretty good. It's pretty quick, and it seems to have quite a bit of power. I tried to stop it, and well, you can, but I mean, it takes a lot. It really takes a lot. So we're playing with it in the yard. We were lucky to have a pretty good sized backyard, and we're going to have some nice little trails through the yard. So we're going to hopefully do some video there too and see how that goes. I haven't seen anything recent on the maxstone. Everything I've seen is sort of a year old or older. So I'm hoping that this helps out some of the people that are looking at this truck and are undecided because of all the stories they've seen and heard. What I see so far, I'm impressed. This is one of the good things. Oh, the other thing, yeah, I gotta tell you this. I gotta walk around here. The other thing, while we started talking about the steering was very, very limited as to how much travel there was. So I did two things. I switched around the link, the forward link, and the shock absorber. I switched those around in the bracket, which gives more room between the tire and the link, so it can go much farther in. And on the front here, on the steering knuckle, I actually shaved off the little stop that was there, that hits over here somewhere. And what happens there is that it also limits your travel. So I actually got rid of that. I'm not really sure if you can see that with the existing light. It's kind of poor in here. But that also helped. So I got way more steering now. Let's see if we can quickly show you that. Put this on and put this on. And it actually is pretty good now. See, it's not even touching the bar now, but before it was definitely rubbing on the links. So this is not bad. I'm going to try and see if I can get a little bit more out of this. But at this point, I'm pretty happy with it. So anyway, I hope that this is helpful. And if there's some reactions on this video, then I'll probably do some more when I get the other trucks in and we try out some different things. Other than that, of course, I've done the regular tune-up things like the water break-in for the motor and stuff to make it last a little longer. And got some bigger batteries coming. We'll see how that goes. But so far, I'm pretty impressed. Okay, take care of yourself and go do some rock crawling, eh?